AP Cram, Calculus 8B, Re-Response Exam Review. Question 61, Slope of a line tangent to the graph, derivative. Alright, so the figure shows the graph of f prime, the derivative of a twice differentiable function f, on a closed interval where x falls between and includes 0 and 8. Okay? The graph of f prime has horizontal tangent lines at x is equivalent to 1, x is equivalent to 3, and x is equivalent to 5. The areas of the regions between the graph of f prime and the x-axis are labeled in the figure. The function is defined for all real numbers and satisfies f of 8 is equivalent to 4. To perform is as such. The function g is defined by g of x equals f of x to the third power. If f of 3 is negative 5 over 2, find the slope of the line tangent to the graph of g at x is equivalent to 3. All right, this is fairly straightforward. The reasoning behind it is at least, but the actual calculus might be a little tricky for some people. So I'll give you a moment to think. Okay, so we're asked to find the slope of the line tangent to the graph. And what we have to recognize is that these are code words for the first derivative. And specifically, the first derivative has to be evaluated at 3. So we're given g, but what we have to do is find g prime of x. And for some, you might be like, oh my goodness, we don't know f of x, how are we going to do it? That's totally fine because we have all the information we need to evaluate this, okay? So in order to find g prime of x, we have to apply the chain rule. So the chain rule says that you take the derivative of the outer function and multiply it by the derivative of the inner function using u substitution, and here our u is going to be f of x. So if we do u to the first derivative of u to the third is just going to be 3, and according to the power rule, raised to the n minus 1. So 3u to the second power if we allow u to be our f of x. And then we take the derivative of u, f prime of x. Okay, now you might feel a little stumped, but we actually have all the information presented in g prime of x. So g prime of 3 is where we need to evaluate our derivative function. And so we know f of x. We know f of 3 because it's given to us in the question sum, so we can plug that in. And we also know f prime of 3 because we can just read it from the graph. So f prime of 3 is 4. Okay? So therefore, we have 3 times negative 5 over 2 squared times 4. And that simplifies to 3 times 25 over 4 times 4. Here you see the 4's cancel. Therefore, g prime of 3, sorry, not f prime, is equivalent to 75, and that's our answer. All right?